Hello everyone! Today, our group will present about the science of deja vu. Deja vu is a strange feeling when you think you have already experienced something, even though it's happening for the first time. To explain it, we will show you how different verb tenses can be used to describe deja vu, starting from the past, then the present, and finally the future. We have four members: Angelina Lemming Nihan Reynolds, Caroline Che Hui Yin, Alvin Foustine, and Yong Siu Fook.
Hello guys, my name is Yong. So I will begin with the present simple tense. What is present simple tense? Usually, we use present simple tense to describe completed actions or states in the past. It is also used to express facts, general truths, and scheduled events. For the third person singular, like he, she, it, in some sentence, we need to put or we need to add s or es to the base form of the verb. For the examples, number one, deja vu describe the strange experience of a situation feeling much more familiar than it should. So, the present simple tense in this sentence is describes because we need to put or we need to add es to the base form of the verb. Number two, often the person experiencing deja vu realize circumstances and may attribute it to a past life or other mystical experience. So the present simple tense in this sentence is realize because we need to add es to the base form of the verb. So guys, I give Angel to explain or present the other present tense.
The present continuous tense is used to show an action that is happening right now. The formula subject plus am is or are plus verb ing. For instance, sometimes what happened is really a matter of split perception and someone is processing a sight twice because they may have been distracted or their vision was obstructed for some reason. Next, Elvin will explain present perfect.
For the present perfect, it refers to an action or state that either occurred at an indefinite time in the past or began in the past and continued to the present time. The formula for present perfect is verb to be plus have or has plus past participle. For example, have you ever had the sense that you have done something or gone through a new situation before? The second example, deja vu, a sense that one has experienced a situation before. Now, Carol will continue with the present perfect continuous.
Alright, let's start with the present perfect continuous. This tense is like a bridge between the past and the present. It describes actions that started earlier but are still happening now or have just stopped, and yet their impact is still fresh. Think of it this way. The example that I've gotten from the internet is, although the term didn't originate until the late 1800s, poets and writers have been describing deja vu for centuries. This shows that their work didn't just stop in the past, it still resonates with us today. That's exactly what the present perfect continuous does. The formula? Easy. Have or has plus been plus verb ing. So if I say, I have been preparing for this presentation all week. You know, I started earlier and I'm still in that zone right now. And that's the beauty of this tense. It doesn't just tell us what happened, it shows us how the past flows right into the now. And that's all for the present tense. Now let's move on to the past tense.
So guys, how about simple past tense? Usually we use simple past tense to describe an action or series of action that occurred in the past. This typically formed by adding ed to the end of the infinitive, like talk becomes talk. We need to put ed in the infinitive words. The example, number one, deja vu states were accompanied by increased feelings of knowing the direction of the next turn. So the past tense in this sentence is were accompanied because we need to put ed to the infinitive word. So the second, Voirag speculated that perhaps residues of long-forgotten perceptions triggered the feeling. So the simple past tense in the sentence is speculated because we need to put ed to the infinitive word. So the next I will give to Angel to present.
The past continuous tense is used to describe an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. The formula, subject plus was or were plus verb ing. For instance, everything the doctor was saying was something she'd heard before, but also she knew what the doctor was going to say next. Now, Elvin will explain the past perfect tense.
For the past perfect, we use past perfect when we wish to stress that one action or situation in the past occurred before another action or situation in the past. So basically, the past perfect tenses shows an action completed before another past action. The formula for the past perfect tenses is had plus past participle. For example, but somehow I had seen all of this before, many decades ago. The second example, as soon as I realized that I had dreamed this moment years before, a shiver went down my spine. Finally, for the past, Carol will explain the past perfect continuous.
Me again. So, now let's look at past perfect continuous. This tense shifts us into a more layered timeline. It refers to an ongoing action in the past that occurred before another past event. It emphasizes continuity, but located firmly in the past. Take the sentence, I had been experiencing deja vu and commented that I knew that I was where I was supposed to be. Here, the deja vu was already in progress before the act of commenting on it took place. This tense has a structure of had been plus verb ing. This tense is especially useful when we want to show duration, progression, or context behind a later past event. In other words, it helps us to show what was already unfolding before the moment of focus. That's all for past tense. Now let's move on to future tense.
For the simple future tense, usually we use it to express actions that will happen in the future. It's a versatile tense used for predictions, spontaneous decisions, and promises. So this typically formed by using will plus the base form of the verb. For example, people often insist with great confidence that their experiences of deja vu have been accompanied by a sense of what will happen next. So the simple future tense in the sentence is will happen. So the next example is often these people will simply stop watching TV as it feels like they have seen every episode previously. Everything will feel like a repeat. So the simple future tense in the sentence is will and will feel because we need to put using will plus the base form of the verb. So the next I will give to Angel to present the next future tense.
The future continuous tense describes an action that will be in progress in the future. The formula subject plus will be plus verb ing. For instance, many of you will be experiencing deja vu moments that are unexplainable. Next, Elvin will explain the future perfect.
For the future perfect, we use future perfect tense to express an action that will be completed sometime in the future before another action takes place in the future. In another word, the future perfect tenses shows an action that will be completed before a certain future time. The formula for future perfect is will or shall plus have plus past participle. For example, I will have had many opportunities, and so on. Finally, Carol will explain the future perfect continuous.
And finally, we've saved the best for last. Let's look at the future perfect continuous tense. This one looks ahead, imagining an action that will still be in progress at a specific point in the future. For example, those expatriate readers who have children in the Bulgarian education system will have been experiencing deja vu over the last few weeks. The formula for this one is easy. Will plus have plus been plus verb ing. Okay, I might have lied. It's a bit longer compared to the rest, but it's still very easy to understand. For instance, if I say, by the time this presentation ends, you will have been listening to me for over a few minutes. I'm pulling us forward while still showing the action in motion. Understand already, right? That's the charm of this tense. It makes the future feel like it's already alive and just waiting for us. That's it for our presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in.